Good morning. Welcome to fluid mechanics classes. So today we are going to discuss how to find flow rate and velocity of a fluid using different instruments, and we'll be solving the problems on that. Okay. So the major application of fluid mechanics is to find the flow rate of fluids. Okay. So you can find the flow rate or discharge in a very simple way, and you can also find using sophisticated instruments. For example, if you want to find the flow rate through a garden hose, so what you're going to do, you take a bucket of known volume. Okay, you start pouring the water and time taken to fill that bucket, so that gives you the discharge. That is very crude way of finding the discharge. Apart from this, there are various instruments, okay, by which you can find the flow rates. So what we are going to discuss in today's class is, okay, obstruction type of flow meters. So what do you mean by obstruction type of flow meters? So in this type of flow meters, okay, we are going to construct. So flow rate through the pipe can be determined by constructing the flow and measuring the decrease in pressure due to the increase in velocity at the construction site. So you are going to make an obstruction. So when the fluid flows through that obstruction, okay, so its pressure drops and velocity increases. So that change in pressure, okay, we make use of that and find the discharge. Okay, so this is nothing but obstruction flow meters. So what are the examples of obstruction flow meters? So orifice meter, venturi meter, nozzle meter, all these are examples of obstruction flow meters. Okay, now let's look at the expression for that. Okay, principle on which it works. Suppose there is a pipe and I have an obstruction, okay, with a small opening where the diameter is d and pipe diameter is capital D. Okay, so when I apply the continuity equation, mass balance, okay, so velocity is a1 discharge is equal to, I have written it to v dot, you can also write it as q, a1 v1 is equal to a2 v2. Okay, so v1 is equal to a2 by a1, okay, v2. Okay, so you substitute that, you write the Bernoulli's equation. So z1 z2 get cancels because it is z1 is equal to z2. Okay, so now v2 square minus v1 square, you are just rearranging the terms. Okay, when you rearrange the terms, when you substitute, okay, you will get this expression for v2. Okay, so what this indicates, if you somehow measure the difference of pressure and substitute, okay, you can easily calculate the flow rate. Okay, because if you know v2, so discharge is equal to a2 v2. If you know the area, substitute and get the discharge. So this is the working principle. Okay, so now quickly we will go to our next topic, that is venturi meter. Okay, so venturi meter is a type of obstruction flow meter. Okay, so this is how it looks. So basically it has three sections. Okay, one is the converging section, and next one is the throat, and next one is the diverging section. Okay, so the diverging section is longer than the converging section. Okay, if anybody has any question why it is, you can contact me later. Okay, so here we have this is H1, this is connected to a U2 manometer or a differential manometer. Okay, so what happens here is, here you go on seeing area goes on decreasing. Okay, so as the area decreases, what will happen to the velocity? Velocity increases, right? So you know the Bernoulli's equation. what is Bernoulli equation? P plus rho g v square by 2g z1 is equal to constant. Okay, so as velocity increases, so this energy should be constant, conversion of energy, so pressure drops. So as you go along this conversion section, so pressure keeps on reducing. Okay, so in the divergence section, what is happening to the cross section area? It is increasing. Okay, so if the cross section area is increasing, so what is Q is equal to AV. Okay, if the cross section area is increasing, from the continuity equation, velocity has to drop, velocity should decrease. Okay, from this equation, so velocity decreases. So when the velocity decreases, okay, if velocity decreases, then what should happen to the pressure? Pressure should increase. So understood, basically it's all nothing but conversion of one form of energy to the other form. Okay, so let's suppose d1 d2 is diameter of section 1, this side takes section 1 and this has throat as section 2. Okay, we will apply the Bernoulli's equation to that, and we will find the expression for Q. Okay, so P1 P2 is pressure at section 1 2, V1 V2 is velocity at section 1 2, A1 A2 is cross section area at section 1 2. So you know pressure is equal to rho g h. Okay, so h is equal to P by rho g. Similarly, h2 is equal to P2 by rho g. Okay, so apply the Bernoulli's equation. Z1 Z2 get cancels, as Z1 is equal to Z2 means we are taking horizontal position. Okay, so P1 minus P2 is equal to rho g is equal to V2 square minus V1 square. Okay, so now this P1 minus P2 rho g, so how can I write? So here this H1, the difference of the readings H1 minus H2 is small h. Okay, so H1 minus H2 is small h. So how can I write H1? I can write H1 as P by rho g. I can write H1 as P by rho g. Okay, so and H2 as P2 by rho g. Okay, so P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g is equal to h. Okay, you know what is the expression for discharge? Discharge is A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2 from the continuity equation. So V1 is equal to Q by A1, V2 is equal to Q by A2. Okay, now wherever we have velocity expression, we will substitute velocity expression with Q by A. Okay, here we have V2, so Q2 by A2 whole square, Q1 by A1 whole square by 2g. So when I take Q outside, okay, so I'm just rearranging the terms. Okay, I'll not go in detail into all this. If you can just go through, and it's simple mathematics, you can understand. So when I rearrange everything, okay, so finally what expression I get is Q is equal to A1 A2 square root of 2gh divided by square root of A1 minus A2 square. Okay, so this is the expression for discharge. Okay, so this is the theoretical expression, okay, discharge. But in actual case, so due to friction, always the discharge will be little less. Okay, so the ratio of actual discharge to the theoretical discharge, okay, we call it as coefficient of discharge. Okay, so this is theoretical. If you want actual, okay, to this we have to multiply the coefficient of discharge, so then we get actual discharge. Okay, so for venturometer, the coefficient of discharge, it varies between 0.95 to 0.99. okay, so on an average, if nothing is given in the problem, so we will assume the coefficient of discharge for venturometer is 0.98. okay, so if you are using venturometer, what it means is 0.98, so the losses are very less. Okay, the losses are very less, whereas if you go for orifice and other types of flow measuring devices, the losses are more, so the coefficient of discharge value will be less. Okay, so this is about venturometer. Okay, so now in this, if the diameters are given, we can find A1 A2. Okay, G is already you know. Now how to find this H? Okay, most of the time what happens, we use U-tube manometer or differential manometer with a different fluid. Okay, if suppose water is flowing or some oil is flowing, okay, then we use a U-tube manometer with a heavier liquid or lighter liquid. Okay, most of the cases in practical applications, okay, so we use mercury as the heavier liquid. So to find H, okay, uh, I am taking example of mercury. Okay, then once we find the expression, we'll make it a general statement. So already this has been discussed in the manometer chapter. Okay, now let us suppose there is a pipe. I have fixed U-tube manometer. Okay, and this I call it as 1 section 1 section 2. Okay, so I would like to know the pressure difference between these two, P1 minus P2. Okay, so as we discussed, you can either consider left limb and right limb and equate, or you can start from one side, okay, and just travel to the other side writing the equations. Okay, balancing the pressure forces. Okay, start from one side. So I have done the same thing. So I have taken P1, okay, plus this height I'll consider it as y. Okay, so what is this height? Rho g y of liquid, whichever liquid it is flowing. Okay, now from here I'll jump to this. From here to here it is mercury. Okay, so is equal to, or you can take it as minus, so right limb is equal to rho gx of mercury. Okay, here suffix m refers to mercury and L refers to any liquid. Okay, plus this is liquid height, that is y minus x, so rho g into y minus x for liquid plus pressure at 2. Okay, so now here I have y minus x. Okay, so you multiply rho g inside, so we get P1 plus rho g y of liquid plus rho g x of mercury plus rho g into y for liquid minus rho g x for liquid plus P2. So I have rho g y for liquid, rho g y for liquid on both the sides, so it get cancels. So P1 minus P2, when you rearrange the term, you get rho g x for mercury minus rho g x for liquid. Okay, so you know pressure is equal to rho g h1, P2 is equal to rho g h2. So P1 minus P2 I can write it rho g of h1 minus h2. What is this h1 minus h2? h1 minus h2 is nothing but difference of height. Okay, this is h2, this is h1, the difference of this, okay, is h. Okay, so that's what we are going to find. Okay, expression for that. So when you simplify, we get h is equal to x. What is this x? X is difference of the mercury used in the U-tube manometer. Okay, this difference, this is x into density of mercury divided by density of whatever liquid we have used minus 1. Okay, so or you can also write it sometimes in the problem, instead of giving the density, they will give you the specific gravity. You can also write this as x specific gravity of mercury divided by specific gravity of liquid minus 1. So this is the expression for if differential manometer contains a liquid which is heavier than the liquid flowing through the pipe. The differential manometer, if it contains a liquid heavier than the liquid flowing through the pipe, like the example we have taken mercury and oil, wherein the mercury is heavier. Okay, if you are using the lighter fluid, if the differential manometer contains a liquid which is lighter than the liquid flowing through the pipe, then slightly the expression will change. Okay, so h is equal to x, means if difference of the height in left and right limb, okay, that x, 1 minus density of liquid that is present in the differential or U-tube manometer divided by density of liquid that is flowing in the pipe. Okay, so there is no much difference except the terms will interchange. Okay, so you can also write it in terms of specific gravity of heavy liquid minus specific gravity of liquid flowing in the pipe. Okay, here also you can write it as 1 minus specific gravity of liquid in the U2 manometer, specific gravity of liquid flowing in the pipe. Okay, so this is the important part in this problem. So if you understand this, okay, so rest all it's simple mathematics. Okay, we will take up one simple example on this. Okay, an oil of specific gravity 0.8, look here, he has given the specific gravity, is flowing through a venturi meter having inlet diameter 30 centimeter. He has given the diameter of the pipe as 30 centimeter and the throat diameter as 20 centimeter. Okay, the oil mercury differential manometer shows a reading of 30 centimeter. So here the liquid used in U2 manometer, differential manometer, is mercury. Okay, and difference of that height is 30 centimeter. Calculate the discharge of oil through the horizontal venturimeter. We need to find the Q. Okay, so very simple problem. Okay, so I have converted this problem into sketch. So this is a venturimeter. Okay, this is section 1. Okay, and throughout I will take it as section 2. I have fixed a differential U2 manometer, okay, in which the liquid is mercury, and difference of right limb and left limb height is 30 centimeter he has given. Okay, and he has given the D1 and throat diameter D2. Okay, so you know what is the expression for discharge. Okay, he has given the CD value as 0.98. even if it is not given, you have to remember Q is equal to, what is the formula, CD into A1A2 square root of 2GH divided by square root A1 square minus A2 square. Okay, since diameters are given, so we can find A1, A2, and CD is also given. So G you know, only thing is we need to find this height H. Okay, so first and foremost here is, as we used to discuss in the class, when you see the problem you have to identify it is on which type of, based on which topic. Okay, so here this problem is based on venturimeter. Okay, and he has given the specific gravity of oil, and you know what is the specific gravity. So in the problem they don't give the specific gravity of mercury, but you should always remember specific gravity of mercury is 13.6. so he has given us the pipe diameter 30 centimeter. So I have converted that into meter, and I have found the area to be 0.0707 meter square. Okay, now he has given the throat diameter as 20 centimeter. Okay, 0.2 meter. So area, cross section area of the throat is 0.0314 meter square. Okay, now I have found A1, A2. Okay, now how to find H? Okay, how to find H? So H is equal to X into density of mercury divided by density of oil minus 1, or you can also write it in terms of specific gravity. So it's nothing. What is specific gravity? Specific gravity is density of liquid, okay, whichever liquid you have considered, density of standard liquid. What is the standard liquid? We'll take it as water. Okay, so in this expression, if you divide both numerator and denominator by density of water, then we get specific gravity of mercury and specific gravity of oil. Okay, now he has given us X, the difference of left and right limb as 30 centimeter. So I have converted that into meters. It is 0.3 meter. Okay, and specific gravity of mercury, I told you to remember, it is always 13.6, and specific gravity of oil flowing in the pipe, it is given as 0.8 minus 1. So when you calculate, you will get the height as 4.8 meters of oil. Okay, now we have found out H. Okay, now it's simple mathematics. You substitute all the values. CD as 0.98, CD is given, and A1 is, we have calculated, A2 we have calculated 2 into square root of 2GH, 2 into 9.81 into 4.8. okay, H, and square root of A1 square minus A2 square. When you calculate, you will get the discharge as 332 meter cube per second. Either you can keep like this or you can convert that into liters per second. Okay, so here the problems will be very simple. So in this problem he has asked us to find the discharge, or sometimes what they do, they'll ask us to find what is x. Okay, so they'll give you all the values, we have to find the x. Okay, very simple problem. Okay, we shall take up one more example. A vertical venturimeter has an area ratio of 6. So here he has not given d1 d2. Okay, he has given the ratio of area 6. Okay, it has a throat diameter of 10 centimeter. He has given the diameter of the throat, that is d2, 10 centimeter. Okay, when oil of specific gravity 0.8 flows through it, the mercury in the differential gauge indicates a difference in height of 15 centimeter. He has given x. Okay, and mercury is the liquid used in differential manometer. So find the discharge. So here also we have to find the q. So this is the problem on venturimeter. Okay, so as soon as you find the problem on which it is, based on which you write the expression for this. Q is equal to CD A1 A2 square root of 2GH divided by square root of A1 square minus A2 square. Okay, so next, he has not given directly A1 A2, but he has given the ratio of area. So let me assume that A1 is pipe D1 is pipe diameter, A1 is pipe cross section area, and A2 is throat cross section area. Okay, so if the ratio has to be 6, then is it A2 by A1 or A1 by A2? It should be A1 by A2. So A1 is greater than A2, so A1 by A2 is 6. Okay, now he has given the throat diameter as 10 centimeter. Okay, which is 0.1 meter. So using this I can find A2, right? So once I find A2, so substitute in this, I can find A1. So A1 and A2 are known now. Okay, now how to find H? He has given us the difference between left and right limb in the differential manometer. That difference has 15 centimeter, that is nothing but 0.5 meters. Okay, so we know the expression. So H is equal to x minus specific gravity of mercury divided specific gravity of oil minus 1. So the difference x is 0.15. Okay, and the specific gravity of mercury is 13.6, and specific gravity of oil is given as 0.8. So when you substitute, you will get the H as 2.4 meters of oil. Okay, so now you know A1, A2, H. Okay, substitute and it is pure mathematics. Okay, substitute and get the answer. Okay, so one thing you have to remember, once you substitute, okay, most of you, what mistake you do is you substitute all the values in the calculator at once. So if you're comfortable, if you have practice when to put brackets, then you get the right answer. But even if you miss one sign or bracket, your answer will go wrong. Okay, so always go part by part. So first calculate the numerator, keep the answer. Next calculate the denominator, keep the answer, then get the final answer. So it may take few seconds more, but your answer will be right. Okay, so these are the problems on venturimeter. So in the next class I'll take up few more examples on venturimeter, and then we'll go for orifice meters. Thank you.